Hi, welcome back. These right here are my version of healthy caramel shortbreads. These treats are not only delicious, but they're formulated to look after your body. With ingredients that support stable energy levels and gut function, I'm sure this is likely to become a new favorite recipe. Start by using a 300-gram bag of dates and popping them in a pan. Next we get some coconut milk, and we're going to want to pour this into the pan. Just have it so that the milk is kind of covering the dates like this. Bring the pan to the boil, and we're going to want to cook these dates for at least 5 minutes, if not 10, and then leave them in the hot milk for about 30 minutes plus. Once your soaked dates are nice and soft, you're going to want to pour them into a blender. Next we'll add half a cup of slightly warmed coconut oil, followed by half a cup of maple syrup. I know it doesn't look like it here, but I actually added some later on, so yeah, half a cup. And then we blend all that together to create this lovely paste, which we'll use to sweeten our base. Now onto the dry ingredients. First you'll want to pour in 200 grams of almond flour. This is basically just blended almonds, which are fiber rich and really good for the skin as they're full of vitamin E. Next we need to use some oat flour, or I just blended up some oats, and we're also going to add 200 grams of that. And after that I added 50 grams of mixed seeds. So my mixture was chia seed, flaxseed, sunflower seed and pumpkin seed. These are all finely milled. And finally I added a bag of crushed mixed nuts and a little bit of salt. Make sure you mix all your dry ingredients thoroughly. And now it's time to combine our puree mixture and our dry ingredients together. This can take a good bit of mixing because it's more of a biscuity base, so be patient until you get this consistency. Oil up a baking tray and carefully line it with some parchment paper. If you cut diagonals on the corners, you can kind of fold them in like this and fold them over each other, which just covers it really nicely. And then we're going to put our biscuit base inside. It is again very biscuity, so you kind of got to go in there with your hands and smooth it out, move it about until you get a good base like this. This is an extra step, but I do like to give it a bit of a glaze with some maple syrup and just brush that over. And in a preheated oven at 180 degrees, you want to bake that for 20 minutes. After that's done, we'll take it out and put it to the side to cool. Now we're going to get to work on the really delicious sweet filling. So using the same kind of method as before, grab a few dates, a bit of coconut milk, and I added a big tablespoon of almond butter in there. And you want to mix that all together on the hob and add some maple syrup. Keep mixing until you get something like this consistency. Let that simmer for a tiny bit and then proceed to blend. And now you have your natural caramel filling. We're going to go back to our base, which should be a bit more cooled now. And we're going to get our filling and start to brush it on. Take your time to smooth it out nicely like this and bring it all the way to the edges. And when you're done with this bit, we're going to take it to the fridge and pop it in there for at least 30 minutes. An hour is better, so everything kind of sets real nice. And I promise this is the very last step. We're going to add some boiling water to a pan and pop a bowl just on top of it. Then start to add pieces of dark chocolate. And slowly these will start to melt. As it's melting, just give it a stir in between. And when it's this consistency, you're finally ready to add the finishing touches. So take it out of the fridge, and with your melted dark chocolate, I just poured it all over to begin with. But whatever method you want to use here that works best for you, you do that. I just slowly spread it out with my spatula and bit by bit smoothed it down so that it was even all across. That's then popped in the fridge overnight or for at least 2 hours and you're done. If you do end up making your own, please comment and let me know what you think. And as ever, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Goodbye!